Hi, welcome to Your Next Tech Startup. I'm host Isabel Rasmussen, and today we have founder of Two Dots, Henson.
Hey everyone, my name is Henson Orser and I'm the CEO and co-founder at Two Dots.
You are hiring for machine learning engineers. What are some of the interesting problems that your team is going to be working on?
Yeah, there's a ton of really interesting problems. So if you think about automating consumer underwriting, document understanding and fraud prevention, there's a lot of components to that. We have a couple different methodologies that involve machine learning to do document understanding. So you can imagine like pulling the transactions off of a bank statement or basically getting key values out of tables. And one thing we're doing is fine-tuning, big multimodal models like a vision model and a language model combined to do that job across different document types. And we've achieved state-of-the-art results on, our data set and our documents. We're also using code gen models to automate a lot of internal developer tasks, and we're using reinforcement learning to augment those code gen models. So that's a super interesting machine learning problem. We also have a pretty big model pipeline to do this application processing. So, you can imagine someone submits a rental application and it has to go through two or three or four or five different models before we like get to an answer. Maybe you get it and you classify it and then you pull the data off of it. And then once you pull the data off of it, you have to analyze the data. And you want to measure what the end-to-end performance is of improving one part of the model. So, you maybe have this piece of data and you pass it through five models to get a result. And maybe you want to improve model three in the chain. And you need to measure, okay, if I improve model three, like what does it actually do to the end result that I care about? So thinking about like evals on these agentic systems and then like simulations and back testing. So you go swap one model out and what would that have done to past performance? What will that do to future performance? What does that do to the KPIs that I care about? So that's like a really interesting sort of data science, ML ops, machine learning problem. And then like that whole model pipeline I discussed where we're like doing this application processing, underwriting, and fraud prevention thing is wrapped in a chatbot. So, there's like chatbot tuning problems and like trying to make that a really awesome experience for the consumers. And that's just like some of the issues. I think there's like a whole nother transaction classification, name matching, entity resolution, some more like traditional kind of fintech machine learning problems.
Mhm. So clearly a lot of hard problems to work
Very
on.
the shortage of problems to solve here.
And then, in regards to who you're looking for to join the team for machine learning engineers, they need to work on site in San Francisco. You're open to helping people relocate. They need to have at least a couple years out of school, some professional experience. What are the other things that you're really looking for in that person?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of absolute must-haves when it comes to the school or years of experience stuff. You definitely need to have some practical experience. I don't think we're hiring people straight out of academia. I think the things we're looking for are you really passionate about machine learning and you want to improve your machine learning skills and solve new problems in machine learning. You enjoy talking about it, you enjoy thinking about it, you enjoy focusing on it.
Anything else to call out?
I think like just some of the major advantages of working on machine learning here versus like a regular startup. One important thing is that machine learning is like completely core and necessary to our product, and our product doesn't work without it. And like when we make the machine learning models better, the quality of the product improves, the cost to us of delivering the product goes down significantly. So it's like it's core, it's not some add-on, it's not a nice to have, it's not like a recommender system, but the consumer app will work anyways if it doesn't have it. It's like it's the thing that we do.
Yeah.
And I think the other big thing is like we have a huge team of data labelers and like a lot of labeled data that like you don't have anywhere else because we're training on a lot of these like financial documentation that's just like there's no open
Mhm.
source repositories out there. So, I mean, we have like millions of documents in our training data set. And I think a difference with us and some other, AI companies that are startups, there just might not be enough training data. We have lots of
Mhm.
training data. We will do one-shot prompting when it works, but often it doesn't work for most of our use cases. And like we have to do a lot of fine-tuning our work to like really get our stuff to enterprise production grade. So it's like real serious machine learning problems, some of which border on or are basically research problems. And it's just a bunch of smart people working on hard things. And if that sounds like something you're excited about, like you should reach out.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to talk. If people are interested in learning more about the machine learning role, our LinkedIn's are with the description. I'll include also where to apply for the role.
Thanks, Isabel. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.